to the Killer Radio Show. We're back. We are back. Backity back. And you can tell that Jason's back because he's making stupid noises into his microphone already.
Yes!
Welcome back to the Killer Radio Show.
But I will be making shutter noises just to make sure everybody's comfortable.
We took a week off. We felt like we'd earned it. And even though we hadn't.
Even if you think we didn't.
Paid vacation.
We did.
Yeah, paid vacation. But it's good to be back. And I feel like my iPod's dead, so that might be the only music we play on the show, so we'll credit it to Nato Coles and the Blue Diamond Band. We are the Killer Radio Show, coming to you live every Tuesday from 8 to 10 or thereabouts. We might not do a full show tonight. We are the radio arm of the Cast of Killers Comedy Collective.
Lazy radio arm of the Cast of Killers.
That's right. You can find us on Facebook. You can tweet us live during the show. I don't know how many live listeners we'll have since we took a week off, and that usually means, is that still a thing? Are you guys still a radio show if you took a week off? So you can tweet us at
attention spans in nanoseconds.
At Cast of Killers.
With your Pac-Man
Twitter is
and
always
Dan
huge.
Fogelberg.
Yeah.
The debates Twitter is always huge.
Oh yeah. Like Twitter we should say the debates. If you're not an American, get out. Stop listening. But the debates are happening right now. They just started. So, and I just heard like Obama came out and just pimp slapped him just out of principle.
Yeah.
First round. Obama.
Yeah.
Obama.
I feel like I'd rather just watch them wrestle. I want to put them in an octagon.
It's because never mind. It's because you're gay. That's what I was gonna say.
Basketball is cool. They have to play one-on-one.
But he was ripping shit out on field for...
Wrestling is not gay, Ryan.
I know it is though.
No, you shut your mouth. Not
Sure,
the Japanese
fine.
do it.
Why don't you shut your mouth around a big penis? Yeah, so the debates are on right now. Speaking of big penis,
Ryan Mason is
Obama's out there chucking away with Mitt Romney. Do you even care about the debates? Do you guys watch the debates?
Yeah, absolutely.
You do? Are you taping it right now?
I don't have that technology.
So you do watch them and you care about them, but you're not going to watch this one?
I have DVR, but I've decided to wake up in the morning and just get one-sided perspectives on it, really.
That's a good
I'm
call.
going to go to the Huffington Post first and only.
Yeah.
Actually, the last
This
time I
big
watched
picture
debates,
says that Obama won.
after the last presidential debate, I immediately went to Fox News because I love their really terrible perspective on things.
Yeah, I'll watch
Like
that.
a window into insanity.
I watch both sides of it just to see what's going on, and they'll
What's
spin
going on
anything.
is really poor sportsmanship and poor licking of wounds.
Yeah, I feel like Mitt Romney could come out there and just rip his shirt off in a drunken, even though he doesn't drink, just rip his shirt off weirdly and
At least he'll be honest.
ask Obama if he could touch his hair, and they would still be he's getting in touch with other cultures.
Short circuits live.
Yeah. It's
Just has a
stupid.
mental breakdown, starts humping his podium.
Did you watch the vice presidential debate?
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe Biden.
Kind of.
Joe. Broadway Joe.
Yeah.
I appreciate that everybody has been operating under the impression that Joe Biden is just a big dumb goofball, and then he walked out there and was just laughing in the face of a tiny little crazy man.
I thought he made Paul Ryan look like a child.
Yeah.
He was laughing. They were it was unbecoming, the way he was acting. That was the guy was next to him was saying stupid things. He laughed at him, said what he thought, and then moved on.
Malarkey.
Yeah.
Oh, I love you, Joe Biden.
And he wasn't laughing at him the whole time. There were times where he was just that's a lie. That's a lie.
No, the best part was he would stop just short of calling him a liar.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he wouldn't say it.
Just tell that's not.
Well, my friend.
That is a misinformed opinion. That was great.
Why do they do the friend thing? Why do they always say my
Because
friend?
he's trying to hurt his feelings.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's
He's
all it is.
oh, and now the debate's over. I'm gonna unfriend you.
Yeah.
I just unfriended you. I thought that was I thought he wiped the floor with Paul Ryan. I don't understand how people were Paul Ryan didn't come across as likable. Even his stupid face was making that face the whole time. Yeah, he's not cackling like an old weirdo, but he's still a weirdo.
I feel like he's a crappy haircut and some hobo clothes away from me having to pay him a toll.
I saw a tweet that was
or I'd sell him
he's like if Eddie Deason got buff. That's my
Who? What?
The nerd from Grease, Eddie Deason.
Oh.
How are these Eddie Deason references going over, you guys? Pretty good. He does look a little like Eddie Deason got buff, and Steve Breeze looks like Eddie Deason got fat. Steve Breeze is here, man. The ones and twos. I saw a.
Landline.
What is that? What is that? You guys were calling him. What is it?
Landline.
Why do you call him that?
Because he got rid of his cell phone and now he has like a.
That's pretty self-explanatory, Ryan.
Yeah.
I don't know. You guys were saying it like everybody should know it.
Everybody should.
They
It's.
just made it like outside of the bar.
They made it up outside of a bar. Okay,
great
that's most nicknames though, right? You just make them up outside of a bar.
Right.
Yeah. I will say that I saw a tweet about Paul Ryan after the debate or during the debate that was like, Paul Ryan looks like a nerd who got buff, but he still is stuck with his big nerd head. And I was like, that's kind of true. That's like mean, but it's true. Like he does look like a nerd who got popular, you know, which we all are not aware of because we were popular from the start.
Yeah.
We're not nerds, is what we're saying. We're
I'm
not
a
nerds.
nerd. I'm happy about it.
So what are you looking for in this debate? Like, what would you want to happen?
More fisticuffs.
Like, just verbal sparring? You
Yeah.
want to see a little bit more oomph?
I'd say,
Like the kind of passion that Mitt Romney brought to the last one, I want to see Obama bring to this one instead of just cowering down and going, well, you know, I have this plan thing. And,
Passion from Mitt Romney is a weird thing.
yeah.
Like,
well,
it's sort of like
passion-
misplaced energy. That's all it is. Like, it's not really a thing at all, you know? Which is weird. We just got blessed by
Yeah.
somebody walking by. Maybe if you have the camera, you can see that. Somebody was, like, throwing sage around outside.
I'd like to see more PBS programming out there at this debate. Like maybe some Downton Abbey or something, right?
What do you mean?
Like instead of Sesame Street. Never mind.
I'm confused about what you're talking
Just-
about. What do you want? You want Big Bird to mediate the event, is what you're saying.
You want us to just mute your mic? Is that what you want? no, he's fake talking. Yeah, Jim Lehrer sucked in that first debate, and I thought that the woman, what was her, Martha Raddatz, I thought she did a really
Yeah,
nice
she
job
did
too.
an excellent job.
She kind of like made me feel bad. I was like, oh, like I guess they are kind of just screwing around up there. Like I'd be terrible at it, which sucks because I signed up for a debate. What is it? Hot Live Debates or whatever.
Yeah.
At the Public House?
What is it called?
I saw a poster for it. I don't know
Man
what
hot
it's,
debates?
something
No.
like that.
It's Hot Debates, either something like that.
Something like that.
But at the Public House this Thursday, there's going to be they pick names out of a hat and two people go debate on a topic, and it's like all random, so you can sign up and stuff. So I'm signing up. I'm going to go and try and do it. So if you're around, go to Public House on Thursday at 7:00. It should be a fun time. I'm gonna do it. The thing is, like, I won't be nervous, but once I get up there and feel like I'm losing, then it's just gonna go. It's gonna go south quickly, is what I think.
I really want to do it because I don't really know much about stuff, so I can't wait to get like up there and.
But you're comfortable talking and you hate being wrong. Isn't that like how you win debates? It's not really about knowing stuff. It's like about being uncomfortable being wrong. Like
Let's attack their personality.
Like I can't even agree with myself sometimes. Like I'll be like, you know, I feel like I'm getting fat, and then I'll be like, you know what? We'll hold it right there.
think that's delicious.
Let's not jump to conclusions. You know, like I argue with myself all the time and win.
I rarely win debates against myself. I usually end up just finding some spot in the middle on the couch.
Right on. You spend a lot of time on the couch, Jason. Tell us your feelings. So the debates are boring. Apparently, you guys don't want to talk about it. So, but we went to go see movies this week. There's a lot of stuff that happened over these last 2 weeks that we were not around for. I went to go see the Milwaukee Film Fest. We should say, quick plug for our friend of the show, Nicole Docta. Her film was in the Milwaukee Film Fest, and it was great. I went to go see it. Did you guys make it out?
I
Did
see it.
not.
No.
You guys were talking a big game. It was great, though. It was a huge showing of people out to go see that movie, which was really interesting. And, you know, the movie was about the plant in Janesville, the GM plant in Janesville closing. There was, like, the front of the line. I felt really bad because my friends were, like, holding my spot in line. And, like, right in front of us was clearly, like, a group of UAW workers who had, like, spent a lot of time waiting in line there.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's not like they got anything to do.
They're pretty used to waiting in line.
Yeah. Bread lines. And then we got to go to the after party for it. I was invited to, which was interesting because there's a lot of like media elite folk, you know, and the mayor was there, like just at this private $100 a plate event that I didn't have to pay for to get in. Like I wasn't supporting the arts. I was eating the free apps. That's what I was doing. It was awesome though. Free wine and free apps, hanging out with the mayor. I felt like Cock of the walk. It was weird. I didn't know what to say to him, though. What would you say to the mayor if you were just, like, posting up at the bar next to him?
I don't know.
No, please, just shrug and say, I don't know.
Well, what did you say to him?
Nothing, I cowered. I was kind of
Did you meet
scared.
him, though? You like?
No, cause like I didn't want to be intrusive, and it was funny though. He was getting drunk, like he was having a drink or two, which is cool. Like he had a driver there, cause he's not an idiot like most politicians, like who get caught driving drunk or doing something stupid. He had a driver, he had a handler, which was kind of interesting to be at a place where the guy there has a handler. You know, it's weird. Anyways, moving on.
Do you wish you had a handler?
Do you guys have anything you want to add tonight, or you just kind of staring into space?
We'll just stare at you.
You guys don't even look high. Usually this is a problem when it's like Eric's too high to form a thought and Jason's eating. But now it's like there's no excuse.
Now we're just staring at you all.
Chime in is what I'm saying.
Well,
I'll get Steve up here.
You're telling us all about your glory.
Yeah, what's been going on with you guys? What's been going on with you, Jason?
I don't even know. You didn't bring me a sheet. I have no idea.
Oh, that's what it is. I didn't give you a sheet of prepared talking points, so now you're on your own. Now I get all the glory because I'm just talking off the sheet here. What about you, Eric? What's new with you? I know you were talking. You're pretty hyped about fantasy basketball.
Yeah, the draft is next Tuesday.
So, fantasy basketball. I know that like there's like a history of creating a name for your fantasy team, right? Like there's sort of like generally understood principles. You know, it's either a pun. If you know that's a pretty classic fantasy team name is a pun or play on words, or it's like you name it after like a one of your friends, like ex-girlfriends. You know, that's pretty classic, or like something shitty that your friend did, crappy that your friend did. Wow, I'm usually not guilty of that.
Right, yeah.
What do you go with though for your fantasy team names?
Pun. Pun is absolutely.
You're hardlining on the puns. So do you have any leaders in the clubhouse right now, or what?
I don't know, not right now. I'm just trying to get the league together because I've never actually like commissioned a league before. I'm usually just playing, but it should be a
Fascinating.
lot of fun. Yeah,
Fascinating.
Jason's gonna be in it. I asked Steve, but Steve said he didn't want to.
So Jason, do you even watch basketball?
I don't.
Didn't want to.
But I guess
But do you know about basketball at all?
I'm aware of the game. Yeah.
It's played with a basketball.
James Naismith. They put a peach basket on each end of a court.
From what I understand, there was a lot more white people on teams back then.
Yes, almost 100% white. Even the balls were white.
Yeah.
Did you know that when basketball was invented, they put the peach baskets up, but they didn't cut the bottoms out? Mm-hmm. So every time a basket was made, they had to like get on a ladder and remove it from the basket. Did you know that? I kind of wish that's what it was now. Like, oh, Blake Griffin Monster Jam. And they're getting out the ladder, and they're moving the ladder towards the basket. Okay, and we should be ready to start play any moment now. They've got a full court press set up for the past 30 seconds while they got the ball of the peach basket. I like the idea, too, of, James Naismith created basketball, and he basically created it because he had peach baskets lying around. He's like, oh, man, I'm a college professor teaching phys ed. I'm not going to have any legacy. Oh, no, I didn't prepare anything today. Put these peach baskets real up high, and we'll throw something in them. Sound good? Like, smash cut to 100 years later, like, the great James Naismith. He's just an underprepared gym teacher. That's what he was. Like, that could have just as likely been like, we'll put the peach baskets on the ground and we'll just toss balls in it. Like, he could have invented bags. Like, that's what he could have invented.
In my gym class up in Marinette, we used to play a game where it was basketball with a football. So, wrap your head around that.
Whoa.
Yeah.
How did you dribble?
You didn't dribble.
You didn't
Did you
dribble.
tackle?
No, you didn't tackle either.
How was the game played is what I'm asking.
It's like if you had a football and you threw it in a peach basket, that would be the game.
That sounds incredibly stupid.
Yeah, I have no idea. Like, do you pass it to each other but don't dribble?
And correct me if I'm wrong, but
do you tackle?
Yeah.
What is the core of this sporting event?
And your math teacher did call the numbers topinators and bottomnators, right?
That was actually UW Marinette. That was
So that was college. That was college.
College professor.
Topinators and bottomnators.
That is a fact. That is a true story.
Is he still there?
Well, I mean, clearly he's been promoted. He works for NASA now.
He has tenure.
He actually isn't with us anymore.
Oh well, you know.
He's a bottomator.
He's a bottomator now. He's 6 feet undernator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened to him? Did someone?
I mean, when I had him,
Somebody murdered him because they hated that.
Didn't come back and shoot him.
he said that because he was like in his 70s and just pretty senile, like had been teaching for like 40 years. It's like he was like, you know, she was checked out at that point. Like
He
teaching.
checked out.
Oh, yeah.
50.
Yeah.
People talk about like teachers getting tenure and checking out. Like, no, probably not. Like, they probably still show up for their job and care about it if they're a worthwhile human being.
But not.
But when you're
at the point
70,
yeah.
you're just like, you are literally just going through the motions.
Yeah,
Like,
UW Marinette.
yeah, like those are the motions that your body has become accustomed to, is showing up to that class. I don't know if that's
you could
necessarily
hook up
good.
a machine to your brain, and there hasn't been activity in there for 30 years, but you just kind of.
I mean, we can learn from our old people, but like, can we really learn that much
Yeah.
once
Yeah,
they
kill
get to
yourself.
We can
Now,
learn
that's the
from
lesson
them,
we
but
learned.
should they be teaching us? Like
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like,
You know what's funny? That makes me think of in my
Accumulated wisdom is made of spinach.
my hometown had a really small high school. I'm sure yours did too, Eric, and probably where you went to high school if you were in Boone, Iowa. at
Yeah,
the
most
time.
of the high schools I went to were all in shit towns.
Yeah.
Sorry, poop towns.
Poop Town.
Poop towns.
Down.
Poop Town Rangers sing the
so
song, doo da doo da.
Doo-doo.
Poop Town Rangers sing the song, oh doo da day. Anyways, it made me think though of
That was fun.
like small towns. There were always stories about like the teachers from like way back in the day, like the teachers. Because if you think that there was a 70-year-old teacher who was teaching at your school in 2000, you know, then there were probably like 60-year-old teachers teaching in like 1970 who had been teaching there since like the 40s or something. You know what I mean? Like
Civil rights.
There was a story about like they used to tell this like romantic story about the band teacher, like how he flew a plane down and to like propose to his wife. He flew like a crop dusting plane, like, and landed it to
Right
propose to his wife. His wife was one of his students at the time, and like that was socially acceptable at the time because you could date somebody much older than you, and that was just like okay.
And it's still okay if you're a woman.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It's still weird in my book.
And
But I
your
was
book,
just like,
perhaps.
well, this guy's a creepy perv.
Not
Like,
Maxim.
he would have been terrible in this day and age. They're like, the great story of him flying an airplane down and proposing to one of his students.
Right, and like he passes that beautiful story on to his kids, and his kid grows up to be a teacher, and he thinks it's cool to go out with his students, and then he gets arrested. You should turn that off now.
Oh, there's a blinking light and Jason's distracted.
I'm very,
This is audio, by the way. This is audio. Yeah, did you have old teachers?
Can't you hear the lights?
Did you have a really old teacher when you were in high school? Like somebody who was like pants up to their neck kind of old dude?
I had a guy like that. He was my economics teacher in Iowa, but he was an old guy, but he was
Let's
very
say you
much
got
like-
20 bushels of corn. All right, you got.
He was very much like the drill sergeant in Full Metal Jacket. That guy.
Oh,
He-
really?
Yeah, he was. So he wasn't. I'm trying to think of the most senile teacher I've ever had. No, that was the oldest guy.
That guy.
I had one. My government teacher. He was. He had cancer, but he still wanted to keep his job. So what he would do is take. Oh God, what are they called? The
Naps. You take naps.
Basically, he would get really high and just put in the West Wing.
Right on. That'd be great.
Yeah, then we take a test on the West Wing.
That's funny. That's what I used to do. That's what I did in college. Get really high and watch West Wing.
Right, but now we got to get graded on it.
Right on,
Sam's
Martin
the
Sheen.
my hero.
Well, maybe our nation's greatest president, Martin Sheen. He's
Actually, yeah, between him and Michael Douglas,
Michael Douglas, huh? What was Michael Douglas president?
American president.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Who's your favorite movie president?
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, Morgan Freeman.
Between Morgan Freeman and
Yeah.
Bill Pullman.
That's like a hands down, right? This Morgan Freeman like
Bill,
would be
What was that?
Bill Pullman,
Independence Day.
Independence Day, yeah.
Oh yeah.
We will not go quietly into the night.
Yeah, that's a good one. The guy from Dave.
Oh yeah, Dave.
What if that was your favorite TV president
That's
or movie president?
fantastic. I haven't seen that movie in a while. That's a dumb movie.
That is a dumb
Great,
movie. There's so many things in there that are so dumb, where he's like, where he's supposed to be like a regular guy, and they're like, we can't get these people to fix the economy, and then like, I'm a regular guy, I'm gonna get my friend and we'll fix it in 30 minutes, and they do. It's just like, no, it's more complicated than that. Like that wouldn't work.
Not in 1993, it wasn't.
I guess not. Who's the love interest in that one?
Sigourney Weaver.
Are you sure? Really?
I'm not, but I want to think it is.
That's fine. You can do that. Are you sure? I don't think it's Sigourney Weaver. I think
All
it's.
right, well, I'm utilizing futuristic technology right now to look up.
Who's the woman from American Beauty? The mom.
Oh, Annette Bening.
I think it's Annette Bening.
Let it be Annette.
I'd be willing
Oh
to.
my God, I
would be willing to
I
gamble
love
on
Annette
this. Yeah.
I want to have a threesome with her and Helen Mirren.
What? I thought you were gonna say Helen Hunt, and I was gonna agree with you. And then
Laura
you
Linney.
went. Then you went the other way. She just seems like a nice person.
Laura Linney.
Why would you want to have a threesome
Laura
with?
Linney's in the Masked
Why would you
Singer.
want to have a threesome with Laura Linney and Annette
Helen
Bening?
Hunt.
Like that's
I wanna
the
do that.
worst. That might be the worst like threesome I've ever heard of. Like two women just like talking, you know, like being really nice to one another. It'd be like having a threesome with like two women at a Starbucks. Like, oh, you did? Oh, really? You grew up in Hudson Valley? Okay, all right. Didn't know that. Is that Ontario? And you'd be like, I'm working on something here. No, but in happening, I love everything you did. No, I take it back. I'm involved in any threesome that Laura Linney's involved with. I don't care who the third person is. I'll say it. I'm not proud. Would you sign up for that?
Annette Bening. Sorry. I'm
You're
sorry.
gonna go. That's which.
So sexy. Are you kidding me?
I'm fine with it. I'm just
I
hoping.
feel like you're judging me. And you don't really seem to see.
Annette
things from my
Bening's
point of
that's
view.
a weird one. That's
It's
a
not
weird one.
weird. I'll bring up pictures.
Because you know Warren Beatty was hitting that. You don't want a piece of that.
Bulworth was hitting that. Yeah, I want a piece of that.
Bulworth. That's what you're gonna go to. Bulworth.
Sigourney Weaver.
That is like the
In your
worst
face.
movie to go to for Warren Beatty is Bulworth. Bulworth. Oscar award winning actor Ned Beatty.
They seem to like it.
I guess so.
You should like.
Sigourney Weaver, by the
I
way.
think-
It was?
Yeah.
What was the one that Annette Bening was in then?
Well, let's look up her.
I think Jason has a legitimate shot at that threesome, like today, right now. Like,
Laura. Let me stop you right there. Jason has no shot with Laura Linney.
oh,
That hurts my feelings.
Yeah.
You
You
don't
have
know
a
what kind of
better
person
shot
Laura
at getting
Linney likes.
struck by lightning than that happening. I'll say it. If there's one person in this room that's got a shot at it, it's me. All right.
At Laura Linney. Just because you're
Laura
older
Linney, if
doesn't
you're
mean you have a
listening,
chance
and I know you are,
What's that?
Laura Linney, if you're listening, and I know you are, I have a better
Tell me
shot.
why.
Than
Tell me
no,
why.
because you're better looking than me, but
Fuck you. Ah!
oh, wow, that was.
I'm sorry. That was
Wow.
very offensive.
you got all hot under the collar of this Laura Linney talking.
That hurts me because I think Laura Linney.
She's not
very
gonna.
charming. I'm very personable. I'd like to talk to her about, things.
About what things?
What things would you talk to her about? I'd talk to her.
I'm not telling you, because then you'll steal my ideas.
I don't need to steal
It'll
your
be
ideas.
gallivanting around with Laura Linney like it's your job.
We should settle this. You guys should just both go on dates with her, and then she picks
I'm
one of
already
you.
seeing her.
No, please
Yes,
don't do
please
that.
meet Laura Linney.
Please don't do
Please
that.
get her on the program.
Yeah.
We'll decide then who Laura Linney
Don't give
decides.
away that we want to shag her though. That's don't give that away.
I don't want to shag her. I want to cuddle. See, that's the difference between you and me. You're an animal. I'm an artist.
I'm a man, Jason.
Wasn't the case a threesome though? How was that?
What, between
Cuddle
Laura
after
Linney,
the
Ryan, and I?
That's never happening. That's the one that I would back
You
out
did
of.
say you didn't care who the other person was. You did. Say
You're right.
You did say that.
That's fine. I guess that's fine. So
That's the price you pay for Laura Linney.
the only
Me banging Laura Linney in front of you.
If that man, that is a bridge almost too far. Like if they were like, oh, like Laura Linney really wants to sleep with you, I'd be like, great, this is the best day of my life. Jason has to be there also. I'd be like, what kind of deal with the devil have I made?
I just hang out in the back naked playing Wii Bowling.
That I could sit through. That'd be fine. Oh man, I feel like there would be like
Look at that.
We
Look
would
at that. Where's the camera?
we would just get done and it would be like, oh, apologies all around. Like I feel like that's the only thing I would say like after any threesome where there was two dudes. I'd be like, well, am I sorry for that? Wow. I'm in a shower. You can't see it. What is it?
Yeah, you can't see that at all.
Is it it's Annette Bening? It's just like a wiki photo of Annette Bening. Like you're talking like it's a.
No, I know it. I know it.
Damn.
That's the,
Annette Bening.
let me find some pictures of her.
I feel like putting her on a pedestal is like asking like, oh, who do you think is the most attractive woman in Hollywood, and somebody being like, oh, I don't know,
Tilda Swinton?
Nelly Furtado.
Nelly Furtado is pretty fine.
Come on, Jason. You're like, you have like hipster taste with your ding
yeah,
dong.
so the same taste I've always had makes me a hipster. So I was liking weird chicks before it was cool. So I'm sorry.
You were there first.
Yeah.
You used to like hot chicks, now you're hipsters, so you like.
I've never liked hot girls. Always like.
What girls do you have a crush on? Veruca Salt from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and Annette Bening.
And Nelly Furtado is gorgeous.
Whatever, just because you look like her, Steve.
Hey, you know what?
You know what? Okay, fine.
In the-
Fine.
hey, I
Fine.
mean, 90s I
Kate
had a crush on
Winslet.
Veruca
Kate Winslet. Can we agree there? Kate Winslet.
Again, like not upper echelon. Like
What are you talking about? Oh my God.
I don't know. Maybe like yeah, she's attractive. Sure, I will.
Kate Blanchett.
No. No, she's got like a Muppet
Done.
face.
People are-
She's got a
I know
Muppet
who
face.
people are.
Muppet face.
She's like,
She has a Muppet face. Have you looked in a
she's got a Muppet face.
Look
Yes.
at you. Look at the way your mouth moves.
Yeah, I am not good looking.
Controlling.
Yeah, your mouth moves like a Muppet.
Yeah.
She's like
I didn't say you were unattractive. You were
she
very
looks
adorable.
like that woman who is the woman the like Asperger's woman who created the cattle slaughterhouses.
The Asperger's woman who created the slaughterhouses. I don't know. Helen Keller?
No.
Chloe Sevigny?
No.
idea.
She was played in a movie by who's the woman from Homeland?
Claire Danes?
Claire Danes, yeah.
Claire Danes. She's sexy. She needs to
Yeah, I can buy that. But she was playing a woman with Asperger's who created the. I can't believe I don't know this. Somebody please tweet us now. I know what this.
So
I'm
now
gonna
Claire
think of
Danes.
it.
First we're on Annette Bening, now we're on Claire Danes.
Even that, I think, is like not even like it. That's
Okay,
so.
who do you find attractive? I'm gonna stop listing off people I find
Eric.
attractive and getting shot down.
Beautiful too.
Okay, Meryl Streep.
No, who's the woman? Who's the woman?
Streep?
Okay,
Meryl
I mean,
Streep.
No, you can't. No, like I will not have hip guys in video stores claiming that Meryl Streep is
like-
attractive.
Dude, Meryl Streep is fucking.
No,
Meryl
no.
Streep and Kramer versus Kramer, especially when she's
Oh my
crying.
god, dude, it's the Deer
Oh my
Hunter-
god.
You
Yeah.
guys are out of your mind.
Hunter era Meryl Streep. Laura Linney in.
We all agree on Laura Linney. There's no argument there. Like everybody has agreed. I feel like my mom would agree with
My
that.
top 5 for sure.
Like all-time top 5?
Okay.
No, come in.
She and Julianne Moore get hotter as they get older. How is that fair?
Julianne Moore, oh man.
I feel like one is on their way. Like I feel like
My
Laura
favorite
Linney's plateaued, but
gonna topple over.
one will topple over.
All right, I have dial-up.
Yeah.
What do you dial?
That's landline over there with the 28.8.
Steve Reeves is like he's on like a dial-up modem, like the picture of Laura Linney, like slowly, like that's like what a nerdy 14-year-old would be going home to.
That is not Laura Linney.
That is not Laura Linney.
Who are Steve?
That's
What do
the
you-
picture that came up.
Yeah, you were fooled by the
It's like
internet.
My name, a Mongoloid, comes up.
She's from
So
this one's from Vancouver. She's a.
Don't promise me a picture of Laura Linney and then show me a picture of some ice hog. I don't need that. Oh man. Well, that was spirited conversation
are
about
we done?
about
I don't
nothing.
Think we're done.
What is the woman who created the slaughterhouses? I want to say Tilda Swinton, but that's not it.
Do you know what that is?
Oh man.
We got a tweet. I don't know who it's from.
What does it say?
At AJ Bush.
Okay.
And
What does it say?
cartwheels, ninja stars, and their patrons. Hashtag killer debate. So he's probably watching the debate, so it might be a spoiler for people who are DVR.
What was he saying?
Yeah, I don't know.
Cartwheels, ninja stars, and their patroness.
I asked people to say what they wanted to see. In the
Oh, okay. Okay. I don't know who that person is. Tweet in who you are. Maybe we
Yeah.
know you.
Alex Bushman.
Helen Mirren.
Helen Mirren. That was
That's what I said. Helen Mirren, even now.
the proprietors of the video store are just shouting out hot old women. Like this is what's happening. Helen Mirren.
Roseanne Barr.
No.
She's running for president.
Really?
Yeah.
Rosa Nation. Right on. Laura Linney. All right. Well, look, we can all agree that Laura Linney, if there's one thing we agree on, across the board,
You
like,
typed in Laura Lanning.
Yeah. What are you doing? You embarrassed yourself on that one.
I did.
The
I can't
retarded
believe it.
boy on the ones and twos.
I can't. Hey, look up.
Who am I looking for?
Laura Linney.
No, the woman who. That's never mind. That whole thing is lost.
Why
now.
does my microphone smell like cologne?
I can't smell it. Mine doesn't smell good. I know that. Let's take a break. This has been a
Chick?
spirited half hour.
Yeah!
Yeah. You didn't know who that was?
No, I have no idea who that
She
is.
just
God,
seems.
she's fucked.
She seems like your mom's nice friend from when you were younger. Like, you know what I mean?
What's the woman's name that was
book
in
clubs
Jurassic
and stuff,
Park?
Like book clubs.
Yeah, like when your mom had book clubs and there was one woman who had nicer hair than everyone. That's
Jurassic
what Laura.
Park. What was that woman's name?
I don't know.
Laura
What?
Dern.
Laura Dern, yeah.
Yeah.
That goes without saying. I'm in on the Laura Dern.
She's in The Master.
Did you see Citizen Ruth? Have you
No.
seen that? I'm going to recommend that one. They probably have it here. Yes, she's somebody who huffs paint in that movie.
Have you ever seen Love Liza, the Philip Seymour Hoffman movie where he huffs gasoline and glue
No.
the whole time?
Is that a Freudian slip?
No, asshole. That's the name of the movie.
We got to stop swearing. All right, I'm going to put a song on. The music might run out, but we're coming
You're a
back.
Freudian dick.
Once I stumbled time and again. I had it all up and I wonder, was it worth it in the end? I saw evil mothers stand grinning and uncowed, but they better not cross me now. No, because I'm gonna play my favorite song. I'm gonna play it all night long. Whoa, oh, oh, oh.
We're back. I had to like stop the music super short because my iPod's gonna die. And Jason's probably gonna run back in here and say that he would have sex with Judi Dench or some piece of crap. I don't know what it is. Are you looking up what I told you to look up, or are you just YouTube videoing over there?
I'm working on it.
Come on.
What did you tell me to look
Just look up.
that thing you told me to look up?
Yeah, Claire Danes' IMDb page will have a silly movie. She won an Emmy for it, so it'll be on there. Gosh, you're the worst. We need a new producer. That's what we need.
Hey, put.
You did book a guest. And,
We're booked through November now.
whoa, well,
And I will say that Tom Abramoff's really excited to come next week.
that's good.
He's
That's
just excited
good.
to come, period.
Heyo.
Pat Tomlinson is here.
He's here.
He's here.
Building.
He's in the building. He's gonna join us shortly. Once Steve figures out what I wanted him to figure out, so I don't like claw my eyes out. In the meantime,
That's good radio.
what are your favorite drummers, Eric?
Well, funny you should ask.
Is it funny? Or is it not funny at all? Go ahead.
American Quilt.
No.
No, yeah. If you're listening on Twitter, tweet us your favorite drummers. Because we were talking about Neil Peart from Rush. Great drummer.
I love you not.
John Bonham's an easy
No,
one, but
really,
that's a
John
good, that's a
really
good one.
recently.
John Bonham's
Moby
a great
Dick
one.
off the song remains the same. That 13-minute solo. Holy God.
Yeah, John Bonham's really good. I like Ginger Baker a lot. He played with Eric Clapton and Cream.
That's it. Temple Grandin.
TV movie?
That's what I was trying to reach
Yeah, Lifetime
for.
movie.
Life? Yeah.
I was saying that Annette Bening looks like Temple Grandin. That's what I'm saying.
That was a long way to go.
Yeah, it was that was 20 minutes ago. Yeah.
Everybody knows that one.
You don't know who Temple Grandin is?
Yeah, I do,
What?
but I didn't know Claire Danes played her on a made-for-TV.
She won an Emmy. She won an Emmy. Show some respect.
Jeez.
So, drummers.
Yeah, drummers.
No,
Watch
I
the full movie on IMDb.
because I heard a story that like Ginger Baker, like he used to do a lot of heroin. And,
Oh, yeah, he's a drummer.
yeah,
Who's the Ginger Baker?
Ginger Baker. He's a drummer, and he was a drummer for Cream
Cream?
with Eric Clapton.
Oh, okay.
And he used to do a ton of heroin, and they would have to like.
Yeah, he was in Cream.
They had to duct tape his sticks to his hands because he was so like just strung out that he couldn't hold the sticks.
But he could still drum?
But he was flawless whenever he was live. They were like had to like dig him out of a ditch, just like needles hanging out of his veins, duct tape his sticks. Then he was just like on point completely.
Really?
That is so cool.
Why is that cool? That's terrible.
What do you mean? That's like the most rock star thing ever. Like,
Waking up in a ditch with drumsticks glued to your hands? That sounds awful.
I guess
That's your drummer hero, is the guy who did heroin and woke up in a ditch?
Yeah, if only I could be that cool.
Yeah, that's true.
Only.
Laura Linney would probably date you.
But talking about drummers, like one of my favorite drummers is my really good friend. They call him Barney, and his name is John. And I worked with him in Marinette at Domino's, and he's been drumming for like 50 years. And
Oh,
he's
yeah.
just an amazing drummer, and played with like the Blues Breakers and stuff. Like just really cool. But
That's cool.
Yeah, now he lives in Marinette and plays bar bands. But
I like that one of your drummers is just some guy you knew in Marinette.
like he,
My favorite guitarists are Jimi Hendrix, Jimmy Page, this guy I knew worked at Domino's in Marinette. Man, he could shred. Jimi Hendrix. Did I say Jimi Hendrix?
but like he told me a story about how like he used to.
Oh man, my favorite vocalists are Jimi Hendrix, Jimmy Page, Robert Plant is who I meant there, and then this guy at Subway, he's the best. My favorite bass players are Bela Fleck
Jack,
and who's a famous bass player? I don't know.
My favorite keyboardist is that guy from the Smashing Pumpkins that they pretend never existed.
Who works at Domino's in Marinette now?
No, he's dead.
He's
actually.
dead?
Yeah.
Shout out to Barney if you're listening, but
I'm gonna highly doubt that he's listening.
But no, he had arthritis in his hands from playing drums for so long that he used to
And
keep,
from cutting pizzas.
and from cutting pizzas and from gripping the wheel from delivering so many pizzas. But
Wow.
he used to keep his drums like in his top fingers, in between his index.
His
fingers.
drums or his drumsticks?
His drumsticks. He used to keep them
Because if he
between
kept his drums there, that'd be intense.
really small drum set. But he kept his sticks between his index fingers.
Was it a drum set for birds?
Shut up, Ryan.
And then he played drums for so long that eventually he held him in between his pinky finger and his ring finger because his arthritis was so bad because he
Wow.
would play really amazing. And he used to give me some lessons for free because he's a really cool guy.
That's cool. Is that how you learned to play drums?
Yeah, and super rad guy. So that's my story.
So there,
That was heartwarming.
the moral of the
That's a
story
lifetime.
is that there's a guy who plays drums and works at a Domino's who's a
if
super
you-
rad guy
But if you
in Marinette.
see Barney play drums, like he's like a fat guy and like just drunk old guy, like just like
He's a drummer.
yeah. But like you would never.
They would wake him up in a ditch and they would duct tape the pizza cutter to his hands and
Yeah.
it's the best.
He would show up hammered, but he could deliver a pizza. I'm like,
Oh my god. I worked at a Pizza Hut. The delivery drivers were like the scourge of the earth. They would just like come in and take like fistfuls of whatever ingredient that was nearest them. They're like, fistful of cheese in my mouth now. Fistful of pepperonis, chasing it down. And they were always wasted drunk. Like they were all drunks. Like it was like that was the only job they could get, but they were all alcoholics working at Pizza Hut. I was like, if you order a Pizza Hut, you were asking a drunk person to drive into your house. Like that is what it was. It was the worst. But my brother was one of them. So shout out to my brother. Hashtag Lale. Lale's living large.
Yeah.
He's got his food stamps and he's making it.
His cat. What,
Got himself
Superman.
got himself
Spider-Man.
love yet? Has he found himself a lady to spread his wealth?
No, I told him that I was trying to hook him up with my friend, and then she got in a really bad accident, and
Oh no.
and I don't know, it may have.
Now she knows.
We were all trying, like everyone of my friends, and she knew that we were all like trying to do this, like trying to set her up with him, and was like she was not having any part of it. But I was like,
But now that she's been in an accident, she might reconsider.
oh no, I thought we should do a benefit show for her because she fell off her bike and knocked her teeth out.
Oh, Jesus.
She doesn't have insurance and stuff, so like I think we should. I was like, we should do
What
a
happened?
benefit
Did she
show.
get like hit by a car or something?
Doesn't know, like she was on her way home and she thinks she got hit by a car or something.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So we should do a benefit show. What would we call it?
I don't know.
Like Smiles
With
for
teeth.
Miles or something?
What's her name?
I don't want to say.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say like.
We can do a benefit for a mystery woman.
Yeah.
No, like my friends would know who I'm talking about, but I'd rather not say.
Right. Yeah. Okay. But that would be cool. I would like to do that. There's a benefit for a comedy show for
Wisdom
a
Tooth
cop,
Comedy.
A cop that got hit or whatever with Dobie Maxwell. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Shank Hall.
Yeah.
I saw on the thing on the news today that it should be a pretty big turnout for that. That's pretty cool.
That's cool. It's weird to do comedy for like things that are good causes. Because we're making so many jokes that are about like nothing, you know?
Yeah.
Like it would be nice to do more shows like for positive causes, but like it's so hard for us to turn that switch on. Like, hey, you ever seen a dog fart? And then like 2 seconds later, be like, these kids really need food. There's a lot of starving kids out there, you guys. Seriously. Hey, you ever seen a cat fart? That's a lot of my jokes.
Yeah,
It's right there.
it really
You ever
is.
seen a dog fart?
But
Let's bring Pat on because we're not going to do a super long show tonight.
But if you're, I just want to say for that benefit though, if you should go to that because Dobie Maxwell and Jason Evans is going to be in that. So
Do you want this chair?
benefit for that cop that got hurt from a drunk driver driving the wrong way on the highway.
I didn't know it was for that. That's the worst.
Yeah.
People who drive the wrong way on a one-way, I understand that they...
On the highway.
On the highway?
Yeah.
Amazing. Like, there needs to be more lights and whatever, but, like, how do you let that happen?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Let's bring Pat on now.
Yeah.
So, Pat, you want to join us? Do you want this chair?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. You want the cans, Pat? You want the cans? Sure. Yeah.
All right, quick transition. Oh, and we're immediately back. I want to give a big thank you to Laura Linney. But right now we're joined by Pat Tomlinson. What's up, man?
Well, that was a long song, man.
Well, I know, right?
It went on forever.
Did it? It was, yeah.
For Pat or Patrick?
Patrick. Whatever,
Patrick Tomlinson. So Patrick, you're somebody who is involved with the I didn't read your bio. I'm just gonna put that out there.
I did not come prepared for the broadcast this evening.
So I've seen you do comedy though, correct?
Yeah, no, we've done a couple open mics.
Huge shows. We've done a couple
Yeah,
of.
massive.
We did a couple of stadiums. They all blur together because of the heroin. But also,
I couldn't even hold the mic. They had to duct tape it to my hand.
they duct taped my set list to my
I was like, oh,
eye.
God.
That would be the best. But you're involved in comedy. How long have you been doing stand-up?
Yeah, I I started doing stand-up at
At
Karma.
right? Yeah, I remember that.
And it was back in, I want to say, like late June, because the Brewers were in their not
doldrums.
Yeah, they were in their not great period. So
Yeah.
I'd put down about a bucket of Miller Lite and a couple
like,
of tall
I'm
screwdrivers.
funny.
Walk downstairs because the only bathrooms down in Karma are actually downstairs. And
Yeah.
as I walked down there to take a leak, there was these crazy looking homeless people setting up this stage, and I'm like, hey,
Oh, Damon, yeah, Damon.
yeah, Damon, yeah. Anyway, and I'm so like, hey, what's going on down here? And they're like, oh, we're doing open mic tonight. I'm like, oh, sign me up.
Really? It was like on a whim?
Yeah, total.
Oh, that's awesome.
Total whim.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, I
remember
was-
You ran the light too. I remember that.
Yeah, I went over the light by about 20 minutes or so.
It wasn't that bad, but
Oh, I don't remember this. I wish I would have been there. I would have laughed.
Damon's like, "You guys run the light."
That's a good way to get remembered, though. Is to run the light on your first time.
The first, well, it was the first time, and that it hadn't been on stage ever before for that kind of thing. I've done public speaking and presentations for my author stuff before, but
We'll get to that in a moment.
but it had never been.
I have questions.
It'd never been like 5 minutes. It was always like a panel would go on for an hour.
Right.
And somebody probably told you that, hey, when the light comes, you have a minute left. Nobody probably. told you.
That wasn't explained, and if it was, I don't think I was in a state of mind where I would have understood the
just
words
looked at it as
anyway.
a spotlight.
You
You're
know?
like shining a light on you. You're like, yeah, I'll take 4 Miller Lights. You guys, there's a train coming. I see a light.
Well, then that was the thing, because you had the million candle power spotlight shining on
Yeah.
you, and then Damon's stupid little cell phone screen, like I'm gonna see that,
Yeah.
So that
But now you're trained though.
yeah,
like,
now after you do it, a few
Now you
times-
could just like you could move your finger like side to side.
yeah, no, got it.
And there could
got
be
it,
just
yeah.
like a strobe light in my face, and
You
I would
want-
still be like,
You want me to leave? I understand. Yeah.
I thought I was doing good. That's the light.
So what do you do? What do you find that you write the most about? What do you think that your persona is on stage?
I'm a massive nerd. I write all sorts of sci-fi and fantasy. I've written a bunch of urban fantasy.
Oh, I'm just talking about your jokes.
Oh, my jokes. Okay, sorry. I thought we had.
No,
no problem.
I'm gonna
backwards.
transition into that so seamlessly. Don't worry, man. You gave me way too much credit there.
People go to school. And
Yeah.
That's where like they have
Get an
breakfast and lunch.
education,
programs.
get a job. Yeah,
are
that's
treated
urban.
fairly by the police.
Urban fantasy.
No, I don't know that I've been at it really long enough to have a real big persona, but I find that the jokes that have been getting the biggest response from audiences are based on the stuff that has really affected me personally. I went through.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I went through a divorce.
That's right. Yeah.
Unwillingly about a little over a year ago now, and there's a comedy gold mine
Yeah, right.
hidden inside there that could go on for years.
I mean, it's an interesting topic because like it is relatable to so many people.
Yeah.
Even if they haven't specifically been through what you've been through, maybe their parents went through that. Maybe.
Oh, sure, yeah. It's shocking just how many people you end up coming across and realizing that either they've gone through it already, even though they look like they're really young, or like you say, their parents went through it, or their friends are going through the first round
Right,
of divorces.
yeah.
And I don't harp on the divorce stuff very much, but what I find a lot of
But what about these lawyers? Am I right?
I was fortunate that we didn't actually bring any of those in, but
Oh man.
yeah.
You know
so
what a
I-
good place for them is though? Bottom of the ocean, right, guys?
But it's the relearning how to date.
Oh yeah.
Because like I've said on stage a couple of times, like being single again after 10 years is almost like having a traumatic brain injury. You
Yeah.
have to relearn everything.
Like a dating brain injury.
Yeah, you knew how to do this stuff, but now you're older and in some ways smarter, but in other ways just completely retarded.
You're like, oh yeah, you know what? I know that these lines worked on ladies back.
Oh
in-
yeah, back in the early 90s, this was gold,
Hey, what's up? I got Edie Brickell on CD back at my crib. What do you think? You want to pop over?
Show up to the club with my neon yellow MC Hammer pants, you know.
I got some Zimas back.
Yeah. What say you? I'm gonna throw on a little Lisa Loeb crack, open a couple of Zimas, and we're gonna get weird. Let's talk about sex, right? Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things, right? No, that's funny. That's a really good place to come from too. Like as
early 90s.
Yeah, anything about the 90s makes me laugh at this point. People used to say that like the 70s were the time that like fashion and art forgot. But like now people are kind of like, no, like I guess some things like Goldie Hawn happened, whatever. But like now it's like the 90s. Like everybody's like just
Well, right,
bags
everyone's
on
going
it.
back to that now. That's the weird thing about culture is like first the 80s were a mistake and we all made fun of it. Then everyone started dressing like it was the 80s again, and then the 90s happened. And
Yeah.
now we're all making fun of it and it's dressing like it. Now
I'm totally fine with that.
Fades.
Dressing like the 90s, like blazers and t-shirts.
Yeah, like blazers and t-shirts. That's
No one
totally.
likes you, Steve.
Like
I don't know.
like our
Is-
producer
is-
over here. Yeah.
Blazers and t-shirts is an 80s thing, like for sure. Like
I was at a bar and there was a couple of girls handing out, I don't know, I think they were Jameson girls maybe.
Zimas.
And they
were Zima
handed
girls.
out, honest to God, snap bracelets as little
Yeah.
Yeah, those are back hard.
And I'm like, what the? Are you kidding
Pogs
me?
are about to make a comeback, man.
We just want everyone to know that you love Jameson. Like,
Yeah, while you
it's not-
slice your wrist
It's on
wide
my wrist.
open, you know.
What
Yeah.
are you gonna be doing after a bottle of Jameson?
Yeah, oh my
anyways? Might as well start
God.
early.
And I sat there at the
Fashionable
bar
suicide.
and actually tore it open to see if they'd, upgraded the design, because it's like, I remember a bunch of my
No, the design was flawless. There's no like.
I remember
Would
a
you
bunch of my
redesign
classmates.
the Slinky?
Not
No.
true. But I remember a bunch of my
Would you
classmates like
redesign the DeLorean?
losing control over several of their fingers as the tendons were sliced.
I just imagine you, like-
No, it's the same thing. Still that stainless, surgical steel like.
Listen, if you are uncontrollably bleeding as a result of a slap bracelet,
That's Darwin,
you
yeah.
deserve it.
I feel like I just like picture you sitting at home wearing like a snuggie with like snap bracelets on and wearing
Snap
like
bracelet scars
Sriracha
all over you,
sandals.
yeah.
You're like, I'm multi-century, man.
Like you're wearing bell bottoms and a neon jacket.
Well, and
from
I
Eddie
had
Murphy
to
Yeah.
I had to
and a
explain
snuggie.
it.
You could go to a dubstep concert wearing snap bracelets, parachute pants, and like I don't know what kind of.
I could rate my closet.
Like a
that's
Flava
probably
Flav
all the
clock-
clothes that are
clock
still in my
necklace.
lockdown.
You could get away with that. Yeah.
I'd go with my Carl Kanai jacket.
Yeah, you would survive. That'd be fine.
No, it
The
was
Jordan jersey.
it was unfortunate
The new
because
ball jersey.
I was at the gym and I had to explain to a girl that I wasn't suicidal, that I'd just been out with these snap.
I thought you said you were trying to get
That's
laid.
what you call it now.
Yeah,
Snap bracelets.
Snap
I got so
bracelets.
many
That's
snap
that's what all the emos call it. Oh, I was snap braceleting.
They bullied me at school, and now all I do is snap bracelet.
You got to turn that negative into a positive. Just be like, you know what? Yeah, I am suicidal. The only thing that keeps me from killing myself is working out until I get super in shape and making a ton of money and having sex with you. That's
my only hope.
That's
yeah.
my only release. Being
Emphasis
super
on
successful.
release.
So you are
Oh,
in.
that was a coming reference.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no,
It's coming. That was
Coming
great.
in, going. So you are an author of sorts, right?
Of sorts, yeah.
I did look at like your. I did look at that part of your bio. Like
You're published.
I am
like your page
published.
on Facebook. your
Thank you.
page, yeah.
So can you tell us? You gave a little synopsis where you were just going on and on about. Can you give us a brief explanation of what it means to be an author? What that means?
It means working really, really hard and starving for a few years. But once you,
Similar to comedy.
yeah, similar to comedy. So I'm picking.
Similar to Eric's actual job.
I'm picking all the easy avenues to success, obviously.
Yeah. Wow.
But it's a skill just like anything else, and once you practice it and write up 500,000 or 1 million words, it starts getting a lot easier.
Wait, I can't just drunkenly write out like various disparate passages
Well, you
and then try to put them
can,
together.
Ted Kaczynski, but
Bukowski. Bukowski.
That's a fine line. To be quite honest. So what do you write? You can talk about it. Here's the safe space.
I write sci-fi and fantasy mostly. I love sci-fi, Star Wars, Star Trek, all that Babylon 5, all that stuff.
And good sci-fi too.
And good sci-fi too. Yeah, I mean, I grew up on that stuff, but and
His dad was an
fantasy.
Ewok.
I have to shave a lot.
Yeah, that's tough for you.
It's really tough. Back hair is just it's thick.
Star Trek or Star Wars? Which one?
Ooh, they're totally different. Star Wars is sci fantasy, almost like superheroes,
And Star Trek's real. It's
totally real.
It's a documentary.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
We all know that.
Yeah.
What was your favorite Star Trek
Movie or series?
series?
Next Gen, but probably just because that's what I grew up on. Although I really loved Enterprise too. It didn't get as much time as it should have.
That's what I hear. I heard Deep Space Nine was. You know what, Ryan? We had to listen to you
sorry.
talk about.
No, I like sci-fi stuff
You.
too. I watched BSG. And
I have yet to get through BSG.
It's good.
I've heard that.
It's fun.
Oh boy.
It's wonderful.
How about Firefly?
one of the few series where I actually found myself jumping off the couch and like pounding my fists in the air at scenes like my team had just scored a touchdown. You know,
Yeah.
Nice.
That is your sci-fi team, though, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, totally.
So you're writing though. I looked at one that was like, it was like mice. Am I wrong? Am I wrong with that? What sort of characters do you have in your books? Are they humanoids? What am I? Is it the Noid? That's what I'm asking.
Oh no! Now I know.
Am I the worst radio host ever?
No,
Is that
you're
what
good.
want
You're
to
fine. No, the book I have coming out is my first book to actually get published. It's the third I've written, but it's going through editing right now, and it's actually called The Were-Rat's Tale.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That's what you're talking about. I'm like mice. I'm trying to like.
I'm sorry, were-rats.
There you go. No, that's a totally different thing.
It's like
man.
I hate getting corrected, but you were right. You were right to do so.
But no, it's actually the third book in a series by another fantasy author by the name of Shane Moore, and he had just gotten to the point he was so busy with other projects that he was looking for somebody to collaborate with, and kind of handed the series over to me. And I love the main character is this were-rat assassin chick named Kellicoon, and I really loved the character from the other work that he had written, and it made it really easy to step in.
Is it written in first person, or is it written in?
No, it's written in what's called limited third person. So it's not like an omniscient narrator.
Right.
But, yeah.
But it's knowing in some way.
Right.
That's interesting. Like I was gonna be like, what's it like to write in first person as a were-rat lady assassin?
Well,
What's your story?
Well, I mean, you still have to relate to the character, though. Like, how do you find yourself able to relate to otherworldly characters, or is that just fun
I don't
for
think
you?
it's fun, and I don't think it's really that tough because of the fact I grew up reading tons and tons of books on of fantasy and of sci-fi. So like the basic humanity of the characters, no matter what shape or color they take, just doesn't.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't really matter. So you find yourself trying to put yourself in their shoes and just think how you would work through a situation given what kind of backstory they have. And honestly,
but those backstories can be insano.
Oh no, they
you know what I
can be
mean?
totally crazy. Yeah.
Like she didn't just wake up and become a were-rat.
No,
you know.
there was a whole. Yeah, her parents were killed, and it was the whole. Yeah.
And they were told that there were no cats in America. It was a tragedy.
It was terrible.
So, so you obviously had to read like the previous stories to make sure that you were doing justice to like the universe that had already been created.
Yeah,
was that a challenge though? Did you find yourself like?
No, these were pretty short books. They're actually technically what's called novellas, which means they're about 40,000 words, whereas a normal book's about 80 to 100,000. So they were real quick reads. The world I already liked, so working my way into it wasn't all that tough.
In a fantasy novel, can you reference the real world? Like I don't read a lot of fantasy, but like can you reference even vaguely?
Stop that with I don't read a lot.
I don't read a lot. Unless there are fantasy novels about basketball players from the
Lifetime
1990s, I will read those. Like
Funny you should say that.
Banicula Shacula. Like, can you reference things that are happening in the real world, or is it sort of veiled behind something?
If you do, you have to veil it pretty heavily. But a lot of fantasy and sci-fi really is less about talking about these far off things and much more about being allegories for the kind of problems and real world situations that we face.
Like a fable, like
Yeah. And one of the masters of it was a gentleman by the name of Frank Herbert in his world-renowned Dune series.
Right.
Because when that was written back in the 60s.
In Scientology, he invented. No, that's not the same guy.
Different guy. Although those two had a bet going at one point, but that's a whole other thing. But he, the Dune series is very obviously allegorical to the whole turmoil in the Middle East and the world's reliance on almost exclusively fossil fuels. And he was writing that stuff back in the 60s, and nothing's changed.
Yeah.
It's like, maybe you should have paid some fucking attention.
Dude.
Oh, shoot.
No, it's okay. I swear I was the first culprit of that. So, that's the book that you're doing. Can you tell us about like maybe a work that you're really proud of that you've done in the past?
Yeah, the very first book I wrote was a book called A Hole in the Fence, and it's a sci-fi comedy, which when I started writing it, I thought was brilliant because I loved like The Hitchhiker's Guide, and Terry Pratchett's Discworld books, which are fantasy comedy. But so those are like two of my favorite authors. Period. But what I didn't realize was that it's like an incredibly tiny little niche market within the publishing industry. So trying to get it
to break in,
with that was not the way to lead.
Well, you said you thought it was brilliant. Was it really good, but hard to press?
I've had it sent out to over a dozen agents have asked to see the whole manuscript at this point, and every time they come back and say pretty much the same thing. It's like, hey, this is great.
Not enough robots. We need more werecats, and
absolutely.
These spaceships they all sound like penises.
These spaceships are all shaped like dildos. Come on. Anyway, but they pretty much all came back and said some variation on, no, this is really good. It's funny. You're talented, but I just have no idea who I would sell it to.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, well,
two-parter. What was the catalyst for you beginning to write, and how did you learn to deal with rejection letters? Like, how did you take the first one? When you knew something was good, and you're just like,
Good questions.
Which is basically the same as getting.
So this comedy's probably helping you deal with that too.
Oh yeah.
We are the rejection letters.
Yeah, we get instant rejection letters.
You get rejection in real time with comedy. Which you don't have to wait weeks. It's wonderful. But
usually I have to call my mom.
First part was I started out writing because going back to Hitchhiker's Guide. If you've ever read the whole 5-book trilogy, it ends in this horrible place for all the main characters that you've really grown to love, and so just really bleak futures lie ahead for all of them. Earth is completely destroyed,
right?
Because Douglas Adams was going to write a 6th book, and then like a douchebag, he died.
Jerk.
So
an artist, am I right?
Yeah, oh man. But anyway, so where the book ended made me so angry that I actually sat down and started writing the 6th book, just like as a.
What are you, a Mormon?
I guess. Yeah. It's like, I don't like the way this book ended. I'll just make something up about golden plates later.
But that happens, though. like the people writing. I guess you would call it fan fiction in some sense.
Yeah. No. This was totally
happens all the time. That's what 50 Shades of Grey is fan fiction.
Yeah. A lot of people don't realize that, but 50 Shades of Grey actually started out as fanfic from the Twilight universe. And just horrible erotica fanfic / stuff. I have no idea that just goes to prove that there is no like one path or avenue to success in the publishing industry.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, much like comedy too.
Any crazy thing can happen, and so it's you trying to follow somebody else. So to the end of the first part of the question was, I started writing this 6th book. I got like 3 chapters into it, only to find out that Douglas Adams' estate had allowed or had brought in another author by the name of Aaron Koifer to write the 6th book, which became And Another Thing. It was actually really good.
Did you give yourself the impression that if you wrote it was going to get?
Oh no,
were
this
you
was
on that level?
no.
I'm going to get this.
No, this was totally just my own personal protest.
It would have to be the gigantic ego.
Did you post it on
like,
MySpace?
Yeah, and put it on MySpace.
Yeah.
But when I found out the next book was coming out, I was just like, okay, well I can stop doing this, and so I sent it out as a lark in my email to a bunch of friends, and a bunch of them all came back and said the same thing. This is really good. You should pursue doing this, even if it's just a hobby. So I went back to those 3 chapters and I stripped all the names out, and then I stripped all the basic plot elements out. And then and by the time I was done, I was basically just left with a bunch of jokes. And so then I built a whole new story around it, and threw them in there, just like writing a comedy set, really.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And then
which I've never done. I just.
Really?
No,
that is really
interesting. Throw them together later.
That takes a really. I guess your mind must work in a certain is very organized. We're able to actually read something and say, I will pull this, I will move this here.
My mind is the most disorganized minefield
really
ever.
Beehive.
Beehive, yeah. No, I'm still very, very ADD.
Yeah.
And I have to work around.
Well, then it's impressive that you can do what you do. I mean, even on stage, like I am so guilty of not being able to remember my own damn jokes, like, and then getting up there and be like, okay, I'm forgetting something. All right, tell everybody that you're stupid.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that's gonna work right now.
It's gonna get me through this.
Talk
What
about how
one-liner
fat
can
you
I use
are.
to kill time? That's like I'm always reaching when I'm trying between bits. I look for that like just a one-liner to just kill time. There's nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, like you're just
What's gonna
panning
get
the
me over that
audience, like,
bridge? Yeah.
that's a weird necklace, but if I make fun of that girl, am I a woman hater? Okay, make fun of this guy. He looks comfortable.
You like pray for a heckler.
Yeah, I've been there for sure. So,
I mean, if there was a god, but
when does the book about the were-rats come out?
Were-Rat's Tale comes out in February.
Is the mice? It's not, well, rats, whatever. Like, is the rodent thing a thing? Is that a question? Because I remember, like, when I was
are you
growing
asking
up.
if she has a vagina?
When I was growing up, there was like the Secret of Nim thing going on, and then like the Redwall books, and like
okay,
There was an
yeah.
investigation.
it seems like
of the Secret of Nim. Someone got arrested for that.
Hamtaro.
Oh, I
What's
thought you said
Hamtaro?
Hamtaro. Like, yeah,
No,
Thundercats were literary geniuses.
But like, what is it with rodents that like people want to write and relate to?
I don't know. That's an.
I was thinking of China.
Anthropomorphizing animals has a long and very rich history, so I
Right.
just think it probably plays into that.
Animorphs, for instance.
Shrek,
Manimal. I loved that show.
Manimal. It's
Rejection
It's
letters.
like,
Rejection-
oh yeah, I'm sorry. No, and the second part was, the rejection part of being an author is absolutely staggering. You cannot imagine how much stuff you have to wade through and how many of those you end up getting. I was somewhat prepared for it because before I did this, I was an insurance agent for 10 years, and like the first 3 years that I spent
just hearing the word now.
going door to door, and so that level.
That's like being a door to door, like, like, have you found Jesus? No, I don't want him.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I found him. I got him in the trunk.
Yeah.
I've got the insurance for when you do.
Hey, oh.
So that really helped to prepare me for rejection. And then of course, all through high school, there was a bunch of very lovely ladies in my class who prepared me for that much rejection.
Yeah. It's nice though that the rejection letters don't call you a pussy.
Actually, I would think a rejection letter is worse than the rejection you get from a stand-up set because they took the time out of their day to type it up.
True.
Like,
yeah.
that's a personalized,
And I have not-
like, straight on, eye to eye, I hate your stuff.
I have not yet
And
had
then they
a
lie to you.
rejection.
At least an audience doesn't lie to you. This guy's like, well, it was good, but...
And I have yet to have a rejection letter come back and say, well, I'd take your book, but I thought you were gay this whole time.
Now that we know you're not, your book is less compelling.
But
I think you're sending it into the wrong publisher.
What do you want to write? What would really make you, excited?
there's
Twilight fan fiction.
hey, if it makes as much money as 50 Shades of Grey, I'd
51 Shades of Grey.
Yeah.
There you go. How much will it take for you to be a sellout?
I'd sell out. You got the form? I'll do it right now.
Yeah.
Amen, brother.
I would do it in
Yeah.
a second. If Jeff Dunham rolled into town and was like, "Hey, really need somebody to open my set," I'd be like, "Right here,
Let me pull out all my racist
absolutely."
material. Let's do it.
Yeah, I'd be like, I would suck up. I would just
And you
sell
need to
out.
clean the toilets on the van too. So.
Oh, that's fine.
All
Puppets
right,
don't.
yeah.
Puppets don't poop. That's gonna be his next album.
That's awesome.
So what would you be excited to write next? What's next?
Boy, if I could get this first
Make a puppet on a rack.
this first
steal all those jokes.
sci-fi comedy written, I wrote it with the intention of like kind of building a world around it, like Discworld with Terry Pratchett, and just going to town with it.
Have you ever read Good Omens?
Yeah, oh man, that's a great book. Him and Neil Gaiman, that's an awesome book. But anyway, so yeah, I'd really like to write that, but I also have some ideas for military sci-fi books in the back of my head that I've been kind of percolating for a long time.
Ender's Game shit.
Well, like the one
stuff.
Now, kind of like a Hunt for Red October sort of thing.
Oh,
set in
okay.
Space that, or Balance of Terror from the original Star Trek. It's just kind of a hybrid of those.
Cool.
So yeah, and that's the other thing. I love writing and I love reading all sorts of things. You get so many authors who end up getting not exactly typecast, but it's like, oh, well, they're a military sci-fi or they're urban fantasy, and that's
Or they're Tom Clancy.
or they're Tom Clancy, and that's
Again, where's the form? I will
they're-
sign the form.
or they're John Grisham, which is fine because obviously a lot of these guys make very good living doing that.
And
But I end
John
up
Grisham's
liking
actually good at what
doing
he
so
does.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all good at what they do to some extent.
You have someone like, at the
build an
bottom of the
audience.
barrel is if you have someone like James Patterson, who's been writing the same book since like 1987.
Yeah,
It's really strange.
But he's got a big, very strong audience.
yeah,
I
man.
know, that says a lot about audiences.
Yeah, they don't want to be surprised.
Yeah, you can't. If you could do every joke the way that you wanted to do it, and every time, it would never that everyone who's gotten to a certain point has to edit themselves.
I didn't say that. I using that as an example of something.
Sorry.
I don't like his style. I appreciate what he does, but it's very base and predictable.
It's kind of formulaic. Yeah, I agree with that.
It's like watching. It's like episodes of CSI.
Yeah.
Basically, is what everyone
Yeah.
is. Oh my
That's
god!
how
So
they-
what's your favorite? What's your
that's how
author
CSI
that you
starts.
go to? You said The Hitchhiker's Guide. Douglas Adams is obviously an inspiration.
Yeah.
What else?
Mentioned Frank Herbert, mentioned Terry Pratchett. There's guys who are still either alive and working. There's a gentleman by the name of David Weber who does the series called Honor Harrington that has about 6 million words in it by now, something like 14 or 20 books depending on whether you count the sidelines. I love his stuff. It's sci-fi military crack. You just can't. I can't stop reading it. And so
Does it come with a glossary?
Yeah, as big as that universe has gotten, yeah, the last 20, 30 pages of the book are just straight glossary. And he's been criticized by some people as being too technical of a writer. And there's some times where he does go on at length about a new weapon system that he's introducing, but I can't help it. I can't
You
help
love
it.
that
I just keep reading it anyway.
So do you have have you created words in your books that?
Do you have a glossary? Yeah.
Yeah. Do you work with a glossary?
Are you
It's called green room writing when you do that. When you're writing either scenes that you want to have figured out in your head, but you don't actually want the reader to see, or backstory, or like the glossaries and stuff, or they're also called world Bibles. And if you're writing any length of novel or getting anything beyond just the really base, simple, formulaic stuff.
So you have stuff that.
You almost have to.
It's sort of like your mise en place, right?
Yeah, you can't. There'd almost be no way to keep all this stuff straight in your head.
Eric just tuned out. Can you give us some examples? Can you give us some examples of maybe in the book that you're writing, things that we wouldn't know what that is, but in reading it, it's part of that world?
Yeah, let's play Boulder Dash and try to figure out what it is.
Let's play Boulder Dash.
All right, yeah, tell us a word in your book.
Tell us a word, and then
Word. Oh boy.
and then we want to guess what it is, or a series of words, whatever.
Weir rat?
But I don't have it here. I can't.
Oh, you don't? You can't do it from memory. Oh, okay. All right.
That's like I said. That's why you end up.
Can we
What do you
still
type
play?
at? Do you type at a Mac or do you type at a typewriter?
No, I just have a Toshiba laptop, or I mean Toshiba laptop, satellite laptop that I use, and I type almost everything on that. Which is I like that because I end up taking it out and it's got Wi-Fi, but in the house I don't actually have any Wi-Fi in my house. So instead of sitting in my office on my desktop computer and surfing the internet and Facebooking and looking at
You're
porn,
just writing, yeah.
yeah, you're just writing.
What, you look at porn at the office?
Oh,
What are
yeah.
you talking about?
Well, I got an office in my apartment. So.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's the worst thing about working at home is just.
Can I work for you?
1 o'clock in the afternoon, you got an hour to kill. Let's masturbate.
An hour?
That's pretty ambitious.
Maybe you shouldn't be masturbating to Annette Bening. you might want to turn that dial up. Well, thank you, Patrick, for coming on. It's been enlightening. I should read a book.
You can start with short story anthologies.
No, man, I'm going all in.
Just all in.
Essential club.
Going all in. No, I haven't read books in a while. I don't know what my deal is.
Gonna do.
It just gets harder and harder. That's all it
It
really
does
comes
to
down
get back on it. I don't have time to. I feel like to sit down and open a book, I would feel guilty.
That's the thing. That's what happened to me. But you have to get over that because reading is probably
Fundamental.
Fundamental. Yeah.
Yeah. Jinx.
Yeah.
Lame joke.
Right now,
Jinx.
have you ever
Delayed
seen the
jinx.
movie, Thank You for Smoking? I'm reading that book right now. That's
Oh
really
yeah, I've seen
What's
that.
the author of that book's name?
I-
He's really good.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Well, don't give him credit here. We just, talk about his book. Either way. Well, thank you though, Patrick, for coming on. We're gonna kind of do a short show tonight, so we can get. We've all got things to
Hammered.
do, and I want to go watch the debate.
Yeah, watch
and yeah, get hammered.
And maybe check out the open mic.
It's gonna be over, I think.
Yeah, if you guys want to go to that, that's Christopher Berkeley is the author of that book. Speaking of plugs, why don't we take a moment to plug whatever we've got coming up? Patrick, starting with you.
Where can you pick up your book? Do you have you're gonna sell it on?
I hear you have to go to the Amazon to get it.
Well, there are.
Well, since there's no trees there, it should be easy to
Yeah,
find.
yeah.
Just find him on the street and give him $20.
I've got a few things on Amazon right now, mostly with the Crimson Pact series, which is an anthology series dealing with demons. I have a short story that you can get on Amazon just for the Kindle. Called Dig Up the Vote, which is a zombie politics story about a.
Whoa.
It's good. It was actually the very.
We were talking about this before.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is actually the first.
Don't you know your audience,
I
Patrick?
guess.
No wonder.
It was actually the first story I ever sold, and it's a story of a campaign worker. She's a college student. She's working for a senator, and her job, she lives in Chicago, and her job is to go around to the cemeteries, raise the dead as zombies, and then stick them on a tour bus and take them to the polling booths.
Oh.
So, and then hijinks.
Boy, there's a
ensues.
lot of really bad jokes hidden in that.
Oh yeah.
There were
oh
a
my
few,
God.
yeah. So it was actually, they took it in Australia of all places because they had an election coming up, and they're like, no, this is perfect. We deal with this crap in Australia too.
So what was the process by which she used to raise the dead? Was it like a political
Voodoo
seminary?
priestess that she hired out. Who was,
Weekend at Bernie's too. Yeah. Right on, man.
Weekend at Bernie's, vote or die.
It's that music from Weekend at Bernie's 2. She got Weekend at Bernie's 2 soundtrack, and then she played it. That's what happened. So what do you have? So go to Amazon and search.
Go to Amazon and search Patrick Tomlinson. You'll find, like I said, the Crimson Pact. You'll find Dig Up the Vote. And then the Were Rat's Tale series. The first 2 books are by Shane Moore. They're already out. The third one's coming out in February. So if you buy one of the first 2, you can easily enough track when the third one comes out.
When someone has
Absolutely.
an established series and they just ask you to come in, is it like when your friend goes on vacation and asks you to bang his wife?
I don't
Like
have a
foreign
lot to.
territory, but
I wasn't actually the one that had the friend or the banged the
boy.
wife's friend.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it was the friend
Band-Aid's
banging my
off.
wife. So
Band-Aid is off.
So I couldn't relate.
oh, that's
The tears are coming. Tears are coming. Okay. Great. I'm just gonna cut your mic. Just gonna cut his mic.
One more question. Are you related to LaDainian Tomlinson?
Distantly.
Distantly?
Mhm, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I couldn't get in on us posse. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here right now. you know.
'Cause you're white.
No, I don't. I sincerely doubt it.
Right.
But
I mean, it's spelled the
Yeah,
same.
I do too.
It is
I
spelled the
also
same.
sincerely doubt it. Huge fantasy fan though. He's probably one of the greatest fantasy players of all time. Different thing. So our plugs, I can certainly say. What is Eric
Eric
Kokonis?
Kokonis.
Eric Kokonis is here.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we aren't going away.
Eric.
Hey,
We
Eric.
see a movie together.
Oh, you are.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, I
No.
see.
No. Oh.
You just stopping in, Eric?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. A cameo, Mr.
Yeah, we have Eric Kokonis. What's up, Eric?
Nothing much. How are you guys?
You want to say hi?
Oh, of course. I love to. I don't need headphones
Oh,
to
okay.
say hi. You guys can hear me. I don't need to hear what I sound.
What are you doing here? Are you just stopping in?
Yeah, I
Get the movie?
I got sick of the debate because they don't listen to each other.
They don't listen to. I thought you were gonna say they don't listen to me. It was like, I was.
About that either.
they don't
No one's
listen to me
responding
shouting
my
at the
tweets.
TV.
Yeah.
I feel like they should have a contest where they let just average people mediate.
Right.
Just like, I don't know, have Tammy from the local IHOP go in there and mediate.
I'd just like the mediator to have like an electric shock that goes into their mic. It's like, okay, your time's up, Mr. Romney, or your time's up, Mr. Obama. And
But he has
And he
magic
keeps talking,
underwear, so
right?
he won't feel that.
Yeah.
So, can we have a teaser for the debate? You said it was bad?
Well, it's not bad. They both have a lot of stuff to say. And but the problem is that they only get 2 minutes to try to get all of the information out, and they
Right.
both really want to say
I would
everything
really
that they
hate
want
for
to
them
say.
to be at an open
Yeah.
mic.
Who's
They
winning?
just avoid
Who's
the mic
winning? You're
constantly.
supposed to tell us who's winning. If you're
Oh,
a
who's
political
winning?
pundit, who's winning?
Oh, well, right now, honestly, I think I think they're just tied.
Everyone's
they're
losing
both,
is basically
They're
what
both
you're
at 0 points at the moment.
Okay.
It's a shutout.
It's a shutout.
America.
Pitcher's
is
duel.
not-
It's going to be a
Pitcher's
tie.
duel.
They're going to go
winning?
into extra innings.
The terrorists are winning.
Well, we're actually going to close up the show early, unless you were coming here specifically for this. Were you coming here for this?
No, I wasn't coming here for this.
Oh, I
I
thought-
didn't even know this was going on.
Okay, thank God. I was like, I'm exhausted.
After last week, you thought we canceled. But
Yeah. Okay, well, plugs that we have. Go to the Karma open mic tomorrow. Go to Karma on Friday. There's going to be a great show. I don't know who's in it. You might.
Jay Washington.
off mic Steve.
What? Who's on?
Jay Washington.
Jay Washington, Dave Navarro from the Red Hot Chili
Stick up
Peppers.
your hand, Steve. Stick up your hand.
Blood Sugar Sex Magnet. Tob Abramoff is his new name. Tob.
And I don't know.
And he doesn't know who else. Okay, we'll go to that. There's a bunch of shows coming up. Go to the Comedy Cafe on Halloween. I'm going to be there.
Oh, Eric is in it.
Check it out.
You're hosting?
Friday. Yes.
Friday.
Eric Kokonis will be there. So our political pundit will be there. And a special thanks here to Patrick Tomlinson.
Thanks for having me
You're
on.
the
This fun.
first author we've had on, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We're going to play it out here.
Shibbity boo!
There's magic in the air and it's calling out